Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Jones, also on BrightShine right here in the city of Memphis in the county of the state of Tennessee. Today it's early, Monday morning, November the 23rd, 2020 time, 6:32 a.m. Firstly, thank all my family, my support for your continued current support. I'm continuing to keep myself employed right here in the Memphis tri-state area, continue to further my education and my work hard online to continue to pursue my associate degree, something being administrator, concentration marketing at present time, taking a break and going to school, but in the very near future, I will be going back to my work hard online to continue to pursue my associate degree, studying being administrator, concentration marketing. Anti-gang. It's early Monday morning. All federal employees going back to work. Now you take it as a joke, but when I say that, see, that's serious. That's serious. See, you try to pretend. See, it's a lot of men and women who are already retired who dedicated their lives to making America great. You know, you hear all this political rhetoric and all this political advertising, but think about all the men and the women that have dedicated their lives working for the federal government. You know, various occupations, working for the Environmental Protection Agency, for example. You know, there are a lot of federal agencies trying to make America great. You know, and one of the things that the United States Justice Department had to address was all this criminal activity in the United States of America as well as around the world. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. A lot of women and a lot of men in their everyday life been victimized before they even became an employee of the federal government. See, that's what you forget. There's a lot of women and a lot of men before they even became an employee of the United States federal government. They growed up in America. They growed up in the same time when I be talking about the early 1900s and how people be trying to get people back. They families. A lot of white Americans. A lot of African Americans before what they call it, affirmative action. A lot of white Americans knew that African Americans weren't even working for the federal government in the 1920s, 1930s. And the majority of African Americans was illiterate. Uneducated, miseducated, illiterate. The majority of African Americans around this country were illiterate in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And the only thing people were teaching you was to be a slave. And teaching you all this stupid Freemason and all this other stupid stuff. You ain't even know how to read. You didn't know how to write. You didn't know how to do math. They didn't even barely know how to say your name. I mean, that's a serious thing what was done in this country. And then there was a lot of white Americans who were uneducated as well. They talk about that too. There's a lot of white Americans who were just as uneducated. But it wasn't like it was for African Americans. A lot of white Americans were educated. So when I say anti-gang, that's serious. See, that's serious. And talking about people getting people back. All these African Americans committing all these heinous and hideous crimes, all this despicable and disgusting crimes that people were perpetrating, and then you had people going around trying to get people back. And here it is, 2020. See, it's a serious thing. See, there's a lot of people who didn't even know what the hell they was talking about. That's what I be constantly putting emphasis on. A lot of you damn African Americans don't even know what the hell you be talking about. I'm an eyewitness. I be out here on the street. You know, I'm an eyewitness. A lot of these people old. They ain't got no education. You don't know what the hell you talking about. Talking about you in a gang. Talking about you a Crip and you a Blood. You just don't even sitting there and talking about going up and down the East Coast of the United States of America, and talking about some damn people up there in the state of Ohio can't read, can't write, don't know nothing about it, don't even know math, but going around talking about you a Mason and you an Eastern Star, and talking about some spiritualism and Western mystical tradition, esotericism and exoteric. You don't know what the hell you talking about. Talking about you in a gang. Talking about you in a gang. And talking about you trying to help this person or these persons. See, it's a serious thing. Federal employee went back to work this morning, Monday morning, and then talking about people out here getting people back. Well, anti-gang. Anti-gang. These are just a few of the free logo design websites you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now remember the word coercion. Coerce. Sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, psychological abuse. Excuse me. See, the United States federal government, they know what they did in Western esotericism, Western mystery tradition, Hermetism, Gnosticism, see, Neoplatonism, Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, the Eastern Star, the Age of Enlightenment, Spiritualism, Kabbalah, Occult, Arcane, Microcosm, Macro and Microcosm, Exoteric. See, the United States federal government, the United States Department of Justice, they know what that is. They know. They know. Occult, arcane, exoteric, spiritualism, theosophy, anthroposophy, hermetic order of the Golden Dawn, the New Age. You see, over there at the United States Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, they know what occult sciences is, occult quality. You ain't impressing nobody. You ain't impressing nobody at the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You ain't impressing nobody. Ain't nobody impressed. See, you keep trying to, lie to yourself and lie to others. See, a lot of people in the federal government, they know I leave my video. I've been leaving my video for over 5 years. And ain't nobody at the federal really just worried because they ain't no offenses. It ain't nothing that cause the federal government to have to go out on the street and have to actually investigate and have to see what the hell going on. But see, like I've been saying all the time, see, that's what I'm saying. See, it's a lot of men, women, work for the federal government, U.S. Marshals and Immigration and Customs and Border Patrol, all that. All them other federal agencies, Security and Exchange Agency, and the DEA, and the State Department, or the CIA. See, all that's the federal government. And then now we got Homeland Security. We ain't always had Homeland Security. It ain't always been a Homeland Security. And some of the other federal departments. But as time go on, and there was a need in America, so the United States government now has Homeland Security. Excuse me. And all those women and all those men work for the federal government. See, they do their job. It ain't always been a TSA, Transportation Safety Administration, but because of September 11th, there was a lot of changes that had to be made, changes for the better. So now you got all these federal employees working at the airports and things like that. But because of crime, you understand, and the federal government had to respond. Give me a sip of water here. Excuse me. But I mean, it's a serious thing. And like I say, when I be sitting here, I made my videos a lot of times. Nobody really just thought about it, But I'm quite certain, federal government, they always have what they call undercovers, be on the street, all over America. People see you, and as long as you ain't really just causing any type of bring yourself under the eye of the government, then they don't too much pay no attention to you. Just like I've been saying, any incident, it ain't any incident. Like I said, when it comes to getting people back, it ain't like I'm gonna sit idle by letting no coward ass bitches out on the street use no esotericism, no theosophy, no anthroposophy to play with me. And see, like I said, the late 1800s, early 1900s, African Americans living in America and all this Jim Crow, post-slavery America, late 1800s, early 1900s. African American was living in America. Slavery was over, so then you had all this Jim Crow in all these southern states, including on the East Coast. But see, it was things being done on the East Coast. It wasn't being done in certain parts of the South, in Texas, in Louisiana, Alabama, in Tennessee, and Mississippi, Kentucky, Missouri, and then you go further west, Oklahoma. But see, these states, they not over here in the Southeast, in Georgia and Florida. See? And then you got all them northeastern states, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, which is right next door to Ohio. You see, a lot of federal employees, they know that people be doing things. And see, when they come to getting people back, but see, that's all whatever happened. I mean, this thing happened today, just like King Von 2 weeks ago. I really didn't expect nothing like that to happen. Me, but I didn't know. Next thing I know, I happened to be on Twitter one day. Next thing I know, they're talking about rest in peace. King Von, I was like, yeah. I looked up, and the young man got shot and killed in Atlanta. Well, see, I already knew it was something about that. I was watching the whole time, and I knew that them people over there on the East Coast weren't supposed to get away with nothing like that. I was watching the whole time. You see, like I said, getting people back. See, a lot of you cowards on the East Coast, you don't know nobody around these parks. But see, it's some people were getting back. They call themselves trying to use people in Ohio, trying to use people all up and down the East Coast, including a lot of these white Americans. And then now you got all these Hispanic Latinos, So see, like I said, getting people back. It'd be things happening right now, every day. But then later on, when you hear some incidents, it ain't like there's no anti-government. Cause no, it ain't not on my end, ain't no anti. Most likely what it was just the same thing. People getting people back. Getting your ass back. That's all there is to it. Just got your ass back. You thought somebody was gonna take some shit, take something off you. You walking your ass around talking about some esotericism, talking about some Freemasons, some Eastern Star, and all this other occult literature and the paranormal shit. Well, see, and then talking about somebody disrespecting you and all this, talking about some white woman over there in West Virginia or something, called herself, trying to go along with the rest of the people on the East Coast. Well, I mean, up there in the state of Maine and all that, then you got all these African Americans and all these Hispanic Latinos and all this. Well, like I said, just getting your ass back. You call yourself want to go along with the crowd, and then trying to make all kind of false accusations against other people that you don't even know, way over there in Utah and Colorado, talking about some cowards up there in Ohio, and all you people on the East Coast from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida, then be using this people in Ohio, well, hell, people in Utah and people in Colorado, people in Wyoming, Montana, Washington, Oregon, Wyoming, North and South Dakota. You understand? See? And Nebraska, Arizona, New Mexico. See, people don't live around, what the hell you talking about some people in Ohio? And what is your people on the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida? What is you doing coming around people in the state of Alabama and Texas and Louisiana, Mississippi, and Kentucky? See, that's what they be doing. They be using their occult literature, their paranormal shit. And see, it's about getting people back. See, some of these people around these parts in the tri-state area, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Kentucky, Missouri. See, getting people back. Getting people back. United States Department of Justice, anti-gang. The whole damn federal government is anti-gang. And all them so-called sororities and fraternities that be going around trying to make it sound like you know what you talking about and don't nobody else know what they talking about. Man, all them Soho and them fat bitches, background chicks. And like I say, get your ass back. The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. See? The Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. What do the FBI investigate? Terrorism. What do the FBI investigate? What do the FBI investigate? Terrorism, counterintelligence, cybercrime, public corruption, civil rights, organized crime, white-collar crime, violent crime, weapons of mass destruction. On the go there, violent crime. Violent crime. The key threats, gangs, crimes against children, online predators, Indian country crime, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, bank robbery, jury and gem theft, international violent crime, reports and statistics, serial murder pathway for investigation, active shooter resources. The United Nations. See, you don't be right trying to use no Western mystery tradition, no esotericism, no Freemason, Eastern Star. You don't be right, fat bitch, solo. You don't be right. You're going around trying to use the theosophy and the anthroposophy and all this other made up junk. Some occult literature, paranormal shit. You don't be right. The United Nations. And the United Nations is founded upon the League of Nations. And you know, this past weekend was International Children's Day. And the United Nations, the International Children's Day was this past weekend. What was the day? The 23rd. Yep, it was World Children's Day. UNICEF. November 20th. See, that's the United Nations International Children Education Fund. The United Nations, it was International Children's Day. It was World Children's Day, November 20th. See, this man right here, Emmanuel Kant. See, when you're talking about the United Nations, you're talking about the League of Nations, it goes all the way back to this man, William Kant. Emmanuel Kant. See, he wrote a book, Perpetual Peace, a philosophical sketch. But see, when this man went to school, this man studied peace. See, all the subjects he studied in school. See, a lot of the people that studied the subjects he studied, people that didn't even look like him, didn't even speak the same language that he spoke, didn't even have the same belief system. But he studied those people. And later on, he wrote the book, Perpetual Peace, a philosophical sketch. And years later, because of the book that this man wrote, Emmanuel Kant wrote, people all over the world established the League of Nations. And from the League of Nations came the United Nations. So, sorority, fraternity, solo, frat, bitch, you're not right. See, you can go around trying to use all that occult literature, that paranormal shit that I just showed you, that esotericism, that theosophy, and all that spiritualism, Kabbalah, and going around trying to sneak around, trying to use some Neoplatonism, some Gnosticism, Hermetism, and all that other damn mess. But see, you ain't right. You're not right. You're just a damn coward. All you are a bunch of damn cowards. And all this stuff about getting people back. See, a lot of these damn people went to school years later, out of the early 1900s. People, families, and all this. Then some people went to school, but see, it's still people. You trying to get people back. You trying to get people back. Immanuel Kant talking about world peace. World peace. So sorority, fraternity, solo, frat, bitch, you ain't right. You ain't right. So all these damn other people that be going around trying to use the sorority and the fraternity as a way for you to try to, as a reason for you to be going around talking about you a blood and you a crip, and going around talking about some bloodstone, venison, limestone. So you ain't gonna never be right. You ain't gonna never be right. And you can go around trying to wear sports caps and all that, you ain't gonna never be right. See, it'd be the same goddamn people walking your ass around trying to commit crimes, and then it'd be other people going around trying to get your ass back. So like I said, that's what it amount to. So all them federal employees, a lot of federal employees are already retired. And then you got other employees who are working out and all that. But incidents that be happening, a lot of times it be people trying to get people back. It ain't like no anti-government. You know, this stuff happening every day. It ain't like some mad at the federal government talking about the Unabomber and people doing stuff to the post office and all, you know, mad at the federal government. There's all kind of stuff that be happening, and all that amount to is people trying to get people back. Now, I'm gonna continue to protest. I'm gonna continue to speak out. I'm gonna continue to be an advocate for Mr. Sam Cooke. And a young man at the age of 33 was shot and killed by an ignorant buffoon, a field house nigga named Bertha Lee Franklin. And I purchased a copy of Mr. Sam Cooke's, the autopsy of the coroner's, the coroner's inquest from Celebrity Archive for $25. verdict of the coroner's jury, the state of California. Now, don't remember now, here in the United States of America, you have all 50 states and U.S. territory. They be assigned to a federal district court, which is the United States Supreme Court. Now, the state of California, the county of Los Angeles, in the matter of the inquisition upon the body of Sam Cooke, deceased, before the coroner of the county of Los Angeles. We, the jurors, summoned to appear before the coroner of Los Angeles County in room 150, Hall of Justice, Los Angeles, California, on the 16th day of December 18, 1964, to inquire into the cause of the death of Sam Cooke. Having been duly sworn according to law and having made such inquisition hearing the testimony adduced upon our oath, each and all who say that we find the deceased was named Sam Cooke, a male married native of Mississippi, aged about 33 years, and then he came to his death on the 11th day of December 1964 at 9137 South Singapore Figueroa Avenue, Los Angeles County, California. Dead to the death was caused by gunshot wound with chin perforating the heart and both lungs with massive hemorrhage inflicted by a gun in the hands of Berkeley Franklin at 9137 South Figueroa Avenue, Los Angeles, California. After the deceased had made forcible entry from the testimony produced at this time, we find that death to be justified on homicide committed by the same Berkeley Franklin protecting life and property, all of which we do certified by this inquisition and right by her side the 16th day of December 1964. The evidence in Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case is overwhelming. I want to say capital murder, death penalty, based on the evidence, premeditated first-degree murder. The evidence is overwhelming. Now, Mr. Sam Cooke, victims' rights. Like I said, when victims' rights was considered, was being debated and was being brought into the law, cases like Mr. Sam Cooke's have been considered. So victims' rights apply to Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case. And it's going to be justice in a court of law, civil court, and criminal court. Mr. Sam Cooke, that includes SAW records, victims' rights, all of Mr. Sam Cooke's immediate and extended family, and all his close friends, fans. Mr. Sam Cooke, victims' rights. Victims' rights. See, when we be talking about all this occult literature and the paranormal shit, I have to remind you. See, when you think about people committing all these heinous and hideous crimes, all these disgusting and despicable crimes that human beings perpetrate against each other, and then you can't forget all the pollution, ground pollution, air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, destruction of the environment, nature, and wildlife. And when I be talking about how you see all these YouTube videos, how the animals, even domestic animals, little kittens and little puppies, being victimized by people using that occult literature and that paranormal shit is wrong. It's wrong. And I'm not leaving out horses and cows, and I mean, you damn people are really crazy. And I don't mean crazy like somebody, I mean you just really stupid. You know, everything that you do, all the wrong that you do, it be because you using that occult literature, that paranormal shit. Well, you know, people get your ass back. People get you back. Now, I did look into this Instagram thing, and hell, I put in a report on. I know I reported a bug and everything, a problem, and then one day this week I tested it, and it's still not being able to share. So I'm gonna keep looking into this Instagram thing. Let me go over to Instagram. Type something. I'm gonna try to type something right quick on Instagram. Let me see. I'm gonna have to keep on looking into this Instagram thing. But I'm gonna go on to my Periscope, and then after do my Periscope, I'm gonna do my Facebook Live. Now you know Thanksgiving is coming up this week, and which is Thursday, Thanksgiving Thursday. I'm gonna be off Thursday, but then I'm gonna have to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So what I said I'm gonna do, it's my intent. I'm still gonna do my video, but since Thursday the day off, then I gotta go back to work Friday. What I'm gonna do, I intend to do my video like Thursday night, early Friday morning. And I ain't gonna be long, about 10 minutes at the most. Then I'm gonna do my Facebook Live, and then I'm gonna do the majority of my time on my Facebook Live. But I'm gonna do my Periscope, and after I do my Periscope, I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do my Facebook Live. So, hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis, in the county, Sheriff, State of Tennessee. The date is early, Monday morning, November the 23rd, 2020, time 7:18 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support, for your continued courage support. Anti-gang, anti-gang. And these are just a few free logo design websites. You go to the main anti-gang logo. Remember these words: coercion, sexual coercion, psychological manipulation, psychological abuse. Anti-gang. That's right. It's very serious. It's a lot of federal employees. They already retired from the federal government, the United States Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Environmental Protection Agency, the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, CIA, State Department, and so on and so forth, the Center for Disease Control. See, it's a lot of people. They work for the federal government, and they already retired. And then you have people who are now working for the federal government, for the Justice Department, for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, and all the Immigration, Customs, DEA, U.S. Marshals, the Homeland Security now, working for the United States federal government. You see, when you say anti-gang, it's right. See, there's a lot of cowards. See, there's a lot of cowards who try to use Western esotericism, Western mysticism, hermetism, Nazism, Neoplatonism, Rosicrucianism, the Freemasons, Eastern Star, Age of Enlightenment, Spiritualism, Kabbalah. Then you say occult, arcane, might call it exoteric. See, it's a lot of cowards. They try to use their occult shit, their paranormal shit. Occult, arcane, exoteric, spiritualism, theosophy, anthroposophy, hermetic order of the golden dawn, new age, occult science, occult qualities. See, the United States Department of Justice, the federal government, they know what that damn stupid mess is. And you be trying to use occult science as occult qualities because you're a damn coward. Because that's what you is, you're a damn coward. Then you got people trying to get your ass back. See, you go around trying to victimize men, women, especially children, using that occult, that paranormal shit. And then you also, pollute the air, water, and ground, and noise pollution. And then you also try to destroy the environment, nature, and wildlife. You try to hurt horses, cattle, birds, domestic animals, the puppies and the kittens. Using that reason why all the species, all the endangered species, that's the reason why. That's the reason why. But thank God, the United States Department, just thank God, for the United Nations. Because people stand up and they don't condone, your foolishness. And then people try to get your ass back. See, the sorority and the fraternity, the soho and the frat bitch. See, you're not right. Sorority and the fraternity, soho, frat bitch, you're not right. See, people be trying to get your ass back because you're a damn cow. See, when we talk about the United States of America, the history of America, we talk about post-slavery, the late 1800s, the early 1900s. See, African American, the majority of African American were uneducated, miseducated, and it was, I mean, you know, there was a lot of white Americans who were uneducated, miseducated, but not like on the magnitude like African American. The majority of African American, the overwhelming majority. If you say 200, if you say 20 million African American, but goddamn, that's what it means. It may have been 1.5, maybe out of that 20 million. Out of that 20 million African Americans who were living in America in the post-slavery 1800, late 1800, early 1900. Well, it may have been 100 who may have learned how to read and maybe knew how to do just 1 + 1 is 2. But that's, you know, I mean, you know, that and then you had these historically black colleges and universities that started being established. But people were being taught to be a slave. But while in the process of being taught to be a slave, you were being taught that occult literature, that paranormal shit. See, you can't even read, but you worried about what you say. See what I'm talking about? See, you can't even read, but you so worried about what you say. For no reason. Then you be going around calling yourself trying to help people. And talking about you trying to get other people back. All these people on the East Coast, from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida, and in the state of Ohio. Because the state of Ohio is next to the state of Pennsylvania and a couple of other states. Be going around trying to use that occult, that paranormal shit, but then people be trying to get your ass back. And then out there in the state of California, in the city of Los Angeles, the so-called blood gang, Crip gang, the Bloods don't get a limestone. See, that's the way it came from. The same stupid ass people from the East Coast, from the state of Ohio, using that occult, that paranormal shit. Then you go around committing all these crimes, these heinous and hideous crimes, these despicable and disgusting crimes. And then other people trying to get your ass back. That's what it is. Then you go around, you know, before affirmative action. All these white people, they were majority of people in business. So all this pollution, all this ground pollution, air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, destruction of the environment, of wildlife and nature, and all this stuff about people committing all these crimes against the horses and the cattle, the sheep, and all the other domestic animals, the cats and the dogs and the kittens and the puppies. See, that's the stupid damn mess that you ignorant ass white people were doing, and now all these dumb ass, stupid ass African Americans, monkey see, monkey do. But see, people get your ass back. See, when I'm out here on the street, see, you call yourself trying to use the sorority and the fraternity as a way to prove like you doing something right. Talking about the Constitution. Well, I want to express myself. I got the right to express myself. I got the right to freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of, well, okay. United States Department of Justice, anti-gang. And see, even after the United States Department of Justice, see, the League of Nations, the United Nations. And then this weekend, matter of fact, this weekend, It was World Children's Day. It was World Children's Day. Where is it? Oh, there you go. November 20th. World Children's Day, November 20th. And like I say, the United Nations was founded upon the League of Nations. And see, there was a man named Emmanuel Kant. A man who lived over in Germany in the 1790s, 1700s. And this man, he went to school and he studied a lot of subjects. And a lot of the subjects he studied, a lot of people who didn't look like him, who didn't speak the language he spoke, and who didn't really have the same belief system that he had or the faith that he had. But he studied those people. A lot of those people talk about peace. They talk about, peace among all people on the earth. And this man wrote a book, Perpetual Peace, a philosophical sketch. And this man wrote, like I said, he wrote the book, Perpetual Peace, a philosophical sketch. So the sorority and fraternity, you're not right. Soho, frat bitch, you're not right. And then go for the rest of you stupid ass fools who go around looking for the sorority and fraternity, thinking that you're going to tell me that I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, okay. And like I say, people get your ass back. So like I said, things that, it be incidents that happen every day. And the FBI, they don't really just, kidnappings and murders and robberies and fires. It be all type of, you see it on local news. And, a lot of times the FBI, they hear about it, but, it don't necessarily mean that the FBI got to invest, get involved. And irregardless, a lot of things happen. That's what it is. People just committing crimes and doing all this stupid mess. And that's what it's going to still amount to. People just committing, doing things and trying to get your ass back. There ain't no anti-government thing. It's just people getting your ass back. Talking about some people in Ohio. And talking about some people on the East Coast, going up and down the East Coast. From the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida, going around, and then out there in the state of California, all these damn people in the city of Los Angeles, talking about the blood gang, Crip gang, and talking about some bloodstone being a limestone. They be going around calling themselves trying to do the same thing, trying to get people back, talking about you disrespecting them, and then other people get their ass back. So, I'm gonna continue to speak out. I'm gonna continue to protest. I'm gonna continue to be an advocate for Mr. Sam Cooke, a young man at the age of 33 was shot and killed by an ignorant buffoon, a field house nigga named Bertha Lee Franklin. And Mr. Sam Cooke murder case, victim rights apply. When victims' rights were being debated and being considered into law, cases like Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case, because his murder case not the only one, but cases such as Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case were considered, and victims' rights apply. And like I say, I purchased a copy of Mr. Sam Cooke's autopsy, the coroner's inquest, from Celebrity Archive for $25. Now, this is the verdict of the coroner's jury of the state of California. Now, when you say the state of California, it's the United States Department of Justice. You know, you have federal district courts, and all 50 states and U.S. territories are assigned to a federal district court. So the verdict of the coroner's jury of the state of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the inquisition upon the body of Sam Cooke, deceased before the coroner of the County of Los Angeles, we the jurors summoned to appear before the coroner of Los Angeles County at room 150, Hall of Justice, Los Angeles, California, on the 16th day of December 18, 1964, to inquire into the cause of the death of Sam Cooke. Having been duly sworn according to law, having made such inquisition hearing, the testimony adduced upon our oath, each and all do say that we find that the deceased was named Sam Cooke, a male married native of Mississippi, aged by 33 years, and that he came to his death on the 11th day of December 1964 at 9137 South Figueroa Avenue, Los Angeles County, California, and that the death was caused by gunshot wound with chest, perforating the heart of both lungs with massive hemorrhage inflicted by a gun in the hands of Bertha Frank at 9137 South Figueroa Avenue, Los Angeles, California, after the deceased had made forcible entry upon the testimony introduced at this time. We find the death to be justified by homicide committed by the deceased, Bertha Frank, in protection of life and property, all of which we do certify by this inquisition right by us signed the 16th day of December 1964. Now the evidence in Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case is overwhelming. I want to say capital murder, the death penalty. The evidence is overwhelming. Premeditated first degree murder. Premeditated first degree murder. And Mr. Sam Cooke, all of his immediate and extended family, all of his very close friends and friends, all of his fans, Mr. Sam Cooke is entitled to the victim's rights. That includes SAR records. And so, like I said, Mr. Sam Cooke's murder case, victim rights do apply. And so, and that includes side records. It's going to be justice in the court of law, civil court, and criminal court for Mr. Sam Cooke. And that includes side records. Now, I'm going to get ready to end my Periscope video. And again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also on BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis, County Sheriff, in the state of Tennessee. Thank all my family, my support for your continued support. Now, it's coming up Thanksgiving. And I'm going to have a day off on Thanksgiving. But I'm going to have to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, what I intend to do is, since I got to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to do my video. I intend to do my video like late Thursday, Thanksgiving night, early Friday morning, for that reason, because I'm going to have to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, I'm still going to make my video, but that's when I'm going to do my video. Now, I always put God first. I always thank God for all the blessings and the guidance that He provides us always. Now what I'm going to do is to give me a brief moment. I'm going to do my, just the end of my Periscope video. Now I'm going to do my Facebook Live, so just give me a brief moment here. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Jones, also known by BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county, it's in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Monday morning, November the 23rd, 2020. At the time, 7:50 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for you, continue to support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. First, I want to always thank God for all the blessings and the guidance that God provides us always. And that's a very serious thing. Anti-gang. And it's right. It's right. See, and the reason why it's serious, see, when I first started my video, like I said, you know, it's a lot of employees of the United States federal government who have already retired. You see, when you think about all the women and the men who retired from the federal, see, they worked in the FBI, in the Justice Department, in the Environmental Protection Agency, for the CIA, for the DEA, for the Drug Enforcement Administration, and for the State Department, and for all the various departments of the federal government. Well, see, they worked during the time during the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s. But see, during that period of time, see, America was different. It's just like all these federal employees who now retire, all this affirmative action. Just like the United States military had to be desegregated. See, because the United States military, that was a time when the United States military was segregated. Then you had desegregation of the United States military. And then from the desegregation of the United States military, there was a time, there was a progression of things that happened. And then you had affirmative action came, and all this discrimination in hiring and employment. Not just in federal, in state, and local, but also in non-government employment. You see, a lot of federal employees have worked for the United States government for years, and they worked through all these years during the 60s, through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, and now they retire. And now you have federal employees who are now working for the federal government, for the Justice Department, for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, for all these other, now we have a Homeland Security. Well, see, it was a time when federal employees were working for the federal government. It wasn't no Homeland Security. But now we have a Homeland Security. And now you have federal employees working for the Homeland Security and TSA and some of these other federal jobs that the federal government has. And see, when you say anti-gang, that's a serious thing. See, it's serious. Because like I say, a lot of those federal employees, they lived in America. And all this stuff about the sorority and the fraternity. See, all these federal employees, they lived and they worked in America. You say anti-gang, that's a serious thing. Because see, people did things that were wrong because of the gang. And then they try to use the sorority fraternity, and they still doing it today, trying to use sorority fraternity as a justification for the so-called gang. But see, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. And that's the point I've been making from day one. See, you ain't never right. You ain't never been right. See, it be people, see, all these African Americans who live in America. See, that was a time in America after slavery, post-slavery, late 1800s, the early 1900s. See, it were crimes being committed by African Americans against other African Americans in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And very heinous and hideous crimes. Despicable and disgusting crimes. And then you had people who want to get you back. And then, yeah, because the majority of African Americans were uneducated, miseducated, illiterate. If you say you had 20 million African Americans living in the United States of America, just to be miseducated, the majority, and to be uneducated, miseducated, well, it may have been 100 that had a little education, that's miraculously learned how to read. And when it comes to doing math, I mean, and then there was a time when all these, what they call them, historical black colleges and universities were being established. And, but like I said, the majority of African Americans were uneducated and miseducated. And a lot of white Americans were uneducated and miseducated, but the majority of white Americans, had education. There was a few white Americans who would, I say miseducated, I ain't gonna say uneducated, I say miseducated. But the majority of white Americans were learn how to read, write, do math. They may not have went to college, but they knew how to read, knew how to write, knew how to do math. But then people were using that occult, that paranormal shit. And the 13 colonies, they're really, in all these states on the east coast of America, from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida. And then they be using the state of Ohio because it's on the border of Pennsylvania and them other states up there in the Northeast. So you be committing crimes using that occultism, that paranormal shit. Now, these are just a few of the freeloader design websites you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now, remember these words: coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, and psychological abuse. See, we be using this occult literature, this paranormal shit. Western esotericism, Western mystery tradition, Hermetism, Gnosticism, Neoplatonism, Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, East Star, Age of Enlightenment, Spiritualism, Kabbalah, occult, arcane, microcosm, exoteric. See, then what you'll be used to commit all these crimes. All these heinous and hideous crimes, all these despicable and disgusting crimes. See, that's the reason why anti-gang is so serious. Just like slavery and piracy. That's where it came from, the occult. Occult, arcane, esoteric, spiritualism, theosophy, anthroposophy, Hermetic order of the Golden Dawn, New Age, occult science, occult quality. See, this is really why we have so many problems with pollution, ground pollution, air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution. This is really why we have so many problems with the destruction of the environment, nature and wildlife. This is really why we have so many problems with domestic animals like sheep and cattle and horses the dogs and the cats, the little puppies and the little kids being victimized by people, cowards, by cowards. You be using that occult literature, that paranormal shit. And then you have other people try to get you back. But see, that's what all these federal employees, see, they are aware of it. And that's what I've been saying all the time. See, there be a lot of things happening now. There be a lot of crimes being committed, what we call crimes being committed now. And see, all that blood gang, Crip gang, and all that bloodstone and limestone. See, there was a lot of people who were trying to get people back then. Some people tried to run from the people who were trying to get their asses back. And they called themselves trying to go out there to the state of California and trying to band up together. But see, when you ain't never been right, and that's the point I'm making, I'm gonna keep on making, your ass ain't never been right. So the so-hoes and the fat bitches, the sorority and the fraternity, a lot of these damn people, they call themselves going to college, getting education, then going to college, getting a degree, a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, and still be trying to commit crimes. Still trying to commit crimes. Call themselves trying to help their families and the friends of their family to commit crimes against other people. But see, your ass ain't never been right. You ain't never been right. You ain't never been right. And your ass ain't gonna never be right. And like I said, people get your ass back. What do the FBI investigate? Terrorism, counterintelligence, cybercrime, public corruption, civil rights, organized crime, white collar crime, violent crime, weapons of mass destruction. Let's go over to violent crime, key threats, gangs, crimes against children, online predators, Indian country crime, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, bank robbery, jury and jump theft, international violent crime, reports and statistics, serial murder pathway for investigation, active shooter resources. Let's go over to gangs, anti-gang initiative, national gang intelligence center, transnational anti-gang task force, violent gang task force. So you ain't never right. You ain't never right. So sorority and fraternity, so hard and frat bitch. You ain't never right. Trying to tell people you got freedom of expression, you got freedom of speech, you got freedom of assembly. See, sorority, fraternity, you ain't gonna never be right. You ain't gonna never be right. The United Nations. You ain't gonna never be right. Sorority, fraternity. You ain't gonna never be right. So old frat bitch. You ain't gonna never be right. Never. You ain't gonna never be right. Never all the people around the world tell you. You ain't gonna never be right. You know, this weekend at the United Nations, it was World Children's Day, November 20th. See, the United Nations was founded upon the League of Nations. And see, the League of Nations, it was a man way back in the 1700s named Emmanuel Kent. And this man went to school, and all the subjects that he studied other people who didn't even look like him. He studied people who didn't even speak the same language that he spoke. He studied people who didn't even have the same belief or faith system. But he studied those people. And this man wrote a book, Perpetual Peace, a philosophical sketch. And the League of Nations is founded upon a book that man wrote, Emmanuel Kant. And from the League of Nations, you have today the United Nations. So sorority and fraternity, you ain't gonna never be right. So on the frat bitch, you ain't gonna never be right. So like I say, we ain't gonna never be right, so raw and fraternity. So all these people who continue to try to commit all these heinous and hideous crimes and all these despicable and disgusting crimes, they're trying to justify the crimes you commit against other men, women, especially children, and all this about pollution of the earth, ground and water and noise and destruction of the environment, nature and wildlife, victimization of domestic animals, horses, sheep, cattle, dogs, cats, puppies, kittens. See, you ain't gonna never be right. You ain't gonna never be right trying to use no occult literature, no paranormal shit. You gonna always be wrong. And it's gonna be people gonna get your ass back. Now, this is a map of all the people around the world. This is a map of the Albanian language. This is a map of the Baltic languages. This is a map of the Greek language. This is a map of the Slavic languages. And this is a map of the Altaic language. And this is a map of this is a Euro-Altaic language map. This is a map of the Romanian language. And the Romanian language is a Latin Romance language, and Romanian language known as Valachi. This is a map of the languages of Africa. And this is a map of the languages of Africa. And this is a map of the languages of Africa. This is the Afro-Asiatic language distribution map. And this is the Afro-Asiatic language distribution map. This is a non-Saharan language distribution map. And this is a non-Saharan language distribution map. And this is a Niger-Congo language distribution map. And this is a Niger-Congo language distribution map. Now, the title of this book is titled West African Traditional Religion. It was written by Dr. Joseph Omasay, my name is Dr. P. at the room of the paper. The title of this book is African Tradition, Religion, and Definition, written by Dr. E. Beloja Adobe. And the title of this book is African Religion and Philosophy, written by Dr. John S. Goodby. The title of this book is Concepts of God in Africa, written by Dr. John S. Goodby. Webster Sterling International Dictionary gives the complete total definition meaning of the word game. The act, manner, means of going. Oxford English Dictionary gives you complete or definite meaning of the word gang. Action or moral going way past the set of things or person. The United States government enacted the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970. In Title 9 of the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970, the Racketeering, Criminal, and Corrupt Organization Act, the RICO Act, is anti-gang. And also the Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention Control Act 1970 controls subject and cybercrime subject for continuing criminal enterprise statute kingpins is all anti-gang. The Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention Act of 1974 established the Office of Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention. We have other related legislation. The comprehensive anti-gang list, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention, the comprehensive gang law, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention, the Bureau of Justice, the Office of Justice Program, the United States Department of Justice, the Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice, the United States Department of Justice, comprehensive anti-gang list, and the Project Safe Neighborhood. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Community Police and Search, the comprehensive anti-gang list, Office of Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention, the United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice, and International Narcotics Law Enforcement Referral, the United States Department of State Institute for Independent Affairs, Gang Resisting Education Training and Grading Program. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, Office of Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention, October 2009, the National Youth Gang Center, which has been funded by the Office of Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention since 1995. Merged with the National Gang Center, which has been funded by the Bureau of Justice since 2003. The National Gang Center complements the state laws in gang prevention over research program. Mr. James C. Howard, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention, the United States Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Youth Prevention, the National Gang Center, Bullets. Every time they put history street gang in the United States, and also you go to the quick reference with the people who define gangs in the United States. The United States Department of Justice, Office of the United States Terminal, 1437 Grove Street, Gang State, 18 United States Code 521. The United States Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, National Gang Intelligence Center, the United States Department of Justice, Organized Crime and Gang Center, then you have other federal, state, and local agencies. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, Anti-Gang Strategy, Prevention, Intervention, and Self-Suppression. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, and National Institute of Justice, United States Department of Health and Human Services. Civil Control Prevention, National Center for Injury, and Prevention Control, Change of Course, Preventing Gang Membership, and striving to reduce youth violence everywhere. The United States Department of Justice, United States Department of Education, United States Department of Health and Human Services, United States Department of Housing and Human Development, United States Department of Labor, and the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, National Forum Youth Violence Prevention Forum. You go to youth.gov and be informed about the National Forum Youth Violence Prevention Forum, as well as comprehensive anti-gang initiative and the comprehensive gang law. United States Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice, and National Crime Prevention, keeping kids out of gangs. United States Department of Justice, AIDS and Mental Crime. You can go to yours.com and be informed about anti-hate. We list the place names of Native American origin in the United States. For example, state name: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. When you see C also, you see a list of place names of indigenous origin in America. Now see, piracy, that's an example of people trying to use their culture and piracy. The United States Department of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice News, the Bureau of Justice, the National Gang Center, the title of book, History Street Gang of the United States, by Mr. James C. Allen, Mr. John P. Moore. You can go to the quick reference Wikipedia, you'll find the same information in the title, gangs in the United States. Pre-13 colony history. Harvard University is the oldest junior high in the United States, founded March 13, 1639, in Cambridge, Massachusetts. William College. Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1619, second oldest junior high in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December 5, 1776. The College of William Mary, recognized as the first Greek student society in North America. Alpha Delta Pi, first award founded in 1851 Wesleyan College of Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874 Syracuse University, Syracuse, New York. The first women's fraternity was at DuPont College, 18th century. The basis of the sorority fraternity is an old world secret society from Africa, from Asia, and from Europe. For example, the Eastern Star female, Ptolemaic used in the mathematician, lived in Alexander, Egypt. 1394, they provided mention in all the ministry, the music, born the cook ministry, and the down in ministry. Examples in the whole world secret society from Africa, from Asia, Peru, Skull and Bones, Rosicrucian, Sons that live in the third side, the Pride Side, the Order Temporary, Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Women, the Ancient Earth, the Order of the Nobles of the Mist Shrine, the Improved Order of Women, the Penal Sister of the Eastern Star Freemason, the Elves, the Lord of the Bilderberg Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of the Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati Protestant, the Omega Order, the Golden Dawn, the Visual Order, the Pale Prophets, and the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross, United Angel Order of the National Rank, Angel Order of the name Opus Dei, the Knights Temple, the Scottish Rite. The Spanish Guardona, the Carpentary, the Black Hand, you say Mafia, the Afroasiatic, you say Coastal Notion Latin, the Triad, the Yakuza, the Osiris, and there's some more. Street slang words like gang plus stir and mob plus stir. See, William Webster's third National English Dictionary and also English Dictionary give you complete and total definition of meaning of the word gang plus stir and mob plus stir. And then you have other street slang: boss, goon, thug, hook, hooligan, man, player, pimp, whore, hustler, nigga, field nigga, house nigga. You got street slang for me: hip hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, funk, doo-wop, bebop, and street slang. Street slang for money, currency exchange, bucks, rack stack, band, bread, dough, spread, move, and a dead period. It's street slang. See, it ain't nothing official, ain't nothing right about no street slang. The United States Department of Justice, hazing is a crime, and no sorority, no fraternity, no so-on, no friend beat, they be using hazing in their initiation with the initiation with that's called cult literature and paranormal shit. The sorority fraternity, they commit crimes on and off the campus. They use and abuse tobacco products. They indulge in gambling, gang change. They use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in immoral activity. They indulge in sexual deviance to private. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. All those persons that initiated and started the sorority renounced them, denounced the whole idea and concept of sorority fraternity. The sorority fraternity, you know, they work and they manage the businesses, companies, and corporations. They use and misuse the background check. They commit crimes against humanity, atrocities, violation of human rights, civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, and water, and noise pollution. They destroy the environment, nature, and wildlife. So don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Call the FBI. Report their ass to the FBI. Now this is the International Bill of Human Rights. This is the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. The Declaration of the Rights for the Child. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. The world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. and this is the International Federation for Human Rights. The world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. Fauna and Flora International was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. The world's oldest global environmental organization, the International Union for Conservation, and also the World Wildlife Fund. The Catholic Church and all that particular church. See, they be using their occultism and their paranormal shit. They be lying. Ain't no such thing. There's nowhere in the Holy Bible do you see a Catholic church. Nowhere. They lying. The Protestant Reformation Movement Church is 95 thesis. That's the Catholic Church and all their particular churches. They be using their occultism and their paranormal shit. Don't listen. They not right. They be lying. They be lying. The American Restoration Movement, the Stone Temple Movement, that's the Church of Christ. That's the Catholic Church and all that particular church. They be lying. They be using that occultism, that paranormal shit. Saul of Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, a lying, murdering devil. He was an occultist, a paranormalist, I guess. But he wrote all those epistles in the New Testament. He was lying. He was no apostle. Saul was not no apostle. And a man-made religious organization be using those epistles. As Saul of Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, for example, Romans chapter 16, verse 16. So you one another all get the church, and then they put the suffix "es" on me in the church. A Christ salute. The Church of Christ is not right. The Church of Christ is not right. The church means no such thing as a church of Christ. They lying. Another example is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 4. So the way I said going in the church, and they put the suffix "es" on the end of the church. So God will faith and favor on the first people, the truth, and they end it. Satanism. Devil would say there's no such thing. Devil would say there's religious persecution. There's religious persecution. There's no such thing as devil worship and Satanism. It's religious persecution. I report your ass to the FBI. That's a violent crime. That's a violent crime. You see the sorority and fraternity, the alumni, that's a cult. This that occult lives, that paranormal shit, Western esotericism, Western mystery tradition, hermetism, Gnosticism, Neoplatonism, Rosicrucianism, the Freemasons and the Eastern Star, the Age of Enlightenment, spiritualism, Kabbalah, occult, arcane, macrocosm, microcosm, exoteric. This that occult lives, that paranormal shit. Report your ass to the federal bureau investigating the FBI. It's a violent crime. Occult, arcane, esoteric, spiritualism, theosophy, anthroposophy, hermetic order of gold, new age, occult science, occult quantum. You ain't impressing nobody. The federal bureau investigating know what occult science, occult quantum. It ain't nothing but a bunch of dumb lies. Yeah, you ain't impressing nobody talking no damn occult science, occult quantum. That's a violent crime. Report your ass to the federal bureau investigation. Bunch of damn cowards. You're a coward. You're a damn coward. That's what you mean, you're a coward. Also, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights Frontline Defending Human Rights Without Frontiers, the International for Human Rights, Conservation International Wildlife Conservation Society, Conservation Foundation, the Conservation Board, Earth Rights Institute, Conservancy Association, Earth Justice, Conservation Volunteers, Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, the Biodiversity Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, the Wildlife Research Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organization, the Rainforest Alliance, the Rainforest Action Network, Biodiversity International, Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Ocean Breakfast Society, Ocean Society, the Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. Now we're going to continue our study of ancient people in the Bible and also continue to study the first century. Don't forget, continue to study the first century because our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God, was born in the first century, lived in the first century, crucified in the first century, resurrected in the first century, and rose to glory in the first century. So continue to study the first century. We'll continue to study ancient people in the Bible. The Amorites were Afro-Asiatic. The Egyptians were Afro-Asiatic. The Amalekites were supposed descendants of Esau. And then the Kenites, they were a nomadic tribe. In the ancient book, Moses found law was a Kenite. The Canaanites, they were ancient people. The Kenizzites were ancient people. Jupiter named father of the Israelite UK is called a Kenizzite. The Hittites were Indo-Europeans. The Perizzites, they were ancient people. Now the Rephaims and the Rephaites, they were called, also known as Zebzun and Eber. They were ancient people. They were considered giants. Canaanites. Canaan, son of Ham, grandson of Noah, Canaanite, ethnic catch-all, turn current bearers, and then populated both settled in nomadic pastoral groups throughout southern Lebanon and Canaan. And then you have the Gergesites and the Jebusites, the Philistines. Now the Philistines, they were not Afro-Asiatic, and the Philistines had not been determined to be Indo-European. And then you have all these Koreans, all these Hittites and Horites, and the Moabites, they were Afro-Asiatic. The Midianites, they were Afro-Asiatic, and the Ammonites, they were Afro-Asiatic. See, when you read the Old Testament, God told you that occult, that paranormal shit is wrong. See, God has told you it's wrong. It's wrong. God told you you're wrong. You're wrong. See, God told you 5 times. Told you 5 times in the 10th Commandment. I am the Lord thy God. You don't listen to God only. Listen to God only. You're wrong. We're going to go through the Holy Bible, to the Old Testament, and to the 5 books of Moses, to the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verses 1 through 17, the 10 Commandments. And it reads, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God. You listen to God only, which has brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, and the iniquity upon the children unto the third and fourth generation that they hate me, and show mercy to thousands and that love not to look away. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God. No thing, for the Lord our holy and kill us, and take the thing back. Remember the 7th day, keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger within thy gates. For the 6th day the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the 7th day out of it. Honor thy father and mother, and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Just the God only. Now, we just went to the Old Testament. Now we're going to again go to the Holy Bible. And we're going to go to the New Testament. We're going to go to the four Gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now, in the book of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the greatest commandment in the law, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God, was asked a question. He was asked, what is the greatest commandment in the law? And our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God, answered, the greatest commandment in the law, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. That's the first and great commandment. The second is like unto thee, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And upon these two commandments hang all the law. Now let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 35 to 40. You can also go to the book of Mark, chapter 12, verses 20 to 31, and the book of Luke, chapter 10, verses 25 to 28. So we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verses 35 to 40. Matthew, again in the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verses 35 to 40, and it reads, then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and said, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God. You listen to God only. See, all that occultism and that paranoia shit is wrong. You listen to God only. With all thy, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. Now, what does that mean? When we just read from the Old Testament, you hold on to what our Lord, to God. You hold on to what God taught all of us in the Old Testament. You hold on. And with all thy soul. What does that mean? When we think about how we live our everyday life, and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ just told you to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. That's a command. And our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ gave you a commandment, and you obey that command, then your soul will be blessed in heaven, instead of your soul being punished in hell with the devil, with the Satan. And with all thy mind. What does that mean? You live your everyday life. All the choices that you make, all the decisions that you make, be based upon what our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God, taught you. You can refer to the Old Testament, and you make sure you refer to the New Testament. It's just like when you think about, people think that the food we eat is either right or wrong. Alcohol is intoxicating. Cigarettes. People make this stuff. And you think about it in your mind. And you think about the manufacture and distribution of products. And, jobs. And your mind. You want to go into business, and you got an idea in your mind, a product, the product that you're producing. You know in your mind that it could be harmful to yourself as well as others. And you so concerned about making money. You didn't think about your own well-being and anybody else. You ain't care about your own self. You ain't care about nobody else. All you care about was money. You see, that's not loving God with all thy mind. You don't put money before God. You put God before money. You put God before money. And this is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. That's to love thy neighbor as thyself. Love thy neighbor as thyself. That ain't really just no light thing to say when you think about all the violent crime. Think about all the violent, even non-violent crime. To love thy neighbor as thyself. That's a commandment. And then think about all that occult lives, that paranormal shit. See, you ain't gonna never be right. You ain't gonna never be right. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. And these verses right here tell you the same thing. As you know now, King Von was shot and killed in Atlanta, Georgia. Like I've been saying, the folks and my people. See, when you understand, when you learn the history of the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, see, just like I've been talking about, people getting people back, people come in, you had all these African Americans who were uneducated. Then you had a few, uneducated first, then miseducated. The majority of white Americans, educated, knew how to read, write, and do math. Post-slavery, after the late 1800s, early 1900s, African Americans didn't have no uneducated. They were taught that occult literature, that paranormal shit. African Americans committed heinous and hideous crimes against each other, and then trying to get each other back in the early 1900s. Then as time progressed, we had people who left the South, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Missouri, so on and so forth. We had a lot of people went to Chicago, Illinois, as well as other places. David Boston, King David Boston, Chief Jeff Ford, and then all of my people, the vice lords, Pepper Perry, you had Mickey Cobras, the Mickey Cobras, the Land Kings, to things, so on and so forth. That was, people came up to Chicago. For example, Sam Cooke, his mom and dad from Mississippi brought all this children to Chicago, Illinois. Now, people that know about Mississippi, they'll say things about Sam Cooke, mom and dad. For example, people getting people back, people doing stuff, committing crime, and all this. See, the folks in my people, you supposed to expose that occultism, that paranormal shit, just like the Lord Stone disciple. See, you weren't supposed to never let anybody from the East Coast, from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Ohio, you ain't supposed to never let nothing like that. It's just straight, it's just being true. You weren't supposed to never let nobody elevate that shit. Talking about some blood gang, cream gang out there in Los Angeles, California. Some bloodstone and limestone. You ain't supposed to get away with that. Cause see, the Woodland organization, way back in the early 1960s, the Woodland organization, they were telling me that shit was wrong. So it ain't no such thing, nobody trying to tell the folks in my people that it's something wrong that they doing. See, so when you hear about King Paul, me and Burger, and being in Atlanta, that ain't usual. That ain't nothing right. That young man was supposed to be dealing with people like that. Because there ain't no such thing, no motherfuckers on the East Coast trying to use no occultism, no paranormal shit, and then trying to use the sorority fraternity to justify talking about you got freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. See, you ain't supposed to be trying to use that shit your damn self. And see, that's really what's wrong with the folks in my people. A lot of people, it's folks in my people, you be trying to use that damn occult shit, occultism, paranormal shit, your damn self. And then trying to stab each other in the back. That's how all these damn people from the East Coast keep getting away. Talking about some damn people in Ohio. That's wrong. That's wrong. And when I say wrong, man, you ain't supposed to. They ain't nothing supposed to be. You ain't supposed to do. It's wrong. See, the folks in my people, you supposed to expose these people. You ain't supposed to let nobody get away with doing nothing like that. King Von did an album before he passed away, before he was shot and killed. Welcome to Old Block. You see, the United States Department of Justice, anti-gang, that's right. That's right. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, what do the Federal Bureau of Investigation investigate? The FBI, terrorism, counterintelligence, cybercrime, public corruption, civil rights, organized crime, white-collar crime, violent crime, weapons of mass destruction. When you go to violent crime, key threat, gangs, crimes against children, online predator, inland country crime, human trafficking, voluntary servitude, bank robbery, jury exemption, international violent crime reports statistics, Sherwood payroll investigation, after shooting research. So don't you forget sorority and fraternity. You can call yourself trying to walk around and try to ignore people and try to act like you, but you call yourself trying to go around trying to help other people, trying to go around trying to get people back in their damn self. But don't you forget, goddamn, people get your goddamn ass back. Background check. Yeah, you ain't never right. And again, this past week, it was a weekend. It was World Children's Day at the United Nations. November 20th, World Children's Day. So, don't you forget, sorority return, so-called friend bitch. You ain't never right. See, the United Nations was founded on the League of Nations. You ain't never right. All the people around the world, they know about that occult literature and paranormal shit. In the League of Nations, they read the book that a man named way back in the 1700s, Emmanuel Kant. He wrote a book, Perpetual Peace, a philosophical sketch. And because of that man and the book that he wrote, people later established the League of Nations. And from the League of Nations, we have today the United Nations. So sorority fraternity. Don't you forget, sorority frat bitch. People get your goddamn ass back. Mr. Sam Cooke. You know, it's gonna be justice for Mr. Sam Cooke and all his immediate and extended family, all of his real friends and all his fans, including myself, in the civil court and criminal court. That includes South Records, Victims' Rights Supply. So like before I end my video, East Coast bitch from the state of Maine all the way down to the state of Florida, and the state of Ohio, and then out there in the state of California, the city of Los Angeles, the so-called blood gang, Crip gang, the so-called bloodstone, Bill Limestone. There ain't no such thing as being right. Ain't no such thing as being right. I see all it is people walking their ass around, people trying to get your ass back. And then all the people that they were trying to get back, trying to band together. See, when I identify people from the past, when people be identified from yesterday, and when you identify people today, see, I already know who you is. I already know who you is. See, let's read what I tell the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, all of this shit here, and people trying to get people back and people doing shit they ain't no been doing, because a lot of you motherfuckers didn't know what the fuck you was talking about in the first place. That's the point I'm gonna keep making. You don't know what the fuck you be talking about. You see, the United States Department just said anti-gang, anti-hate. So, doing background checks, they're gonna identify people from yesterday. They're gonna identify people today as well as tomorrow. So, ain't no such thing as taking nothing off your ass. Ain't no such thing as taking nothing off your ass. We ain't never been right. We ain't never been right. The Holy Bible is right. The Holy Bible is right. The Old Testament and New Testament. See, God told us, I am the Lord, thy God. You listen to God only. You don't listen to no man. You don't call this no paranormal shit. You ain't gonna never be right. He ain't make a soft line. So you can keep walking your ass around till you can go around and do all that damn shit to other people. Talking about some call real paranormal shit. But like I've been saying, people will get your goddamn ass back. Just like I told you, up there in Chicago, ain't no folks, no my people over still going against each other. We ain't gonna be doing that. Ain't no such thing as gonna be no folks, no Blackstone, no black disciples getting into it, no gang disciples. We ain't right. We ain't gonna do that. And especially for no damn cult literature and no paranormal shit. No, we ain't supposed to do that. That ain't no reason for the folks in my people to be getting into it with talking about the making COVID and the white lords can't get along. Man, you ain't getting away with using that call this no paranormal shit. They talking about no black prince lord can't get along with the white lord, the white person. No. I don't even know what the hell no black gangster is, to be honest with you. But see, I know what it is. See, in the past, it was just the people that were called to try to do that paranormal shit that were called us. They're trying to get your ass away from around here, everybody. So, there come a time when you have to face the truth. It's wrong. They'll call them that paranormal shit wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. Again, I'm getting ready to end today's video. Again, my name is Eric D. Jones. I'm BrightShine right here to see me in the county ship in the state of Tennessee. Thank all my family for being able to encourage support. Always put God first. The Bible, right? You listen to God home. God told you in the Old Testament and the New Testament, I am the Lord, thy God. You listen to God home. God, right? Like I said, this weekend, this coming week, it's Thanksgiving Thursday, and I intend to do my video like late Thursday night or Friday morning, because I know I got to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I'm still gonna do my video. And take care of yourself. Wish these young women good.